Welcome to another new episode of the Get Organised with Decluttr Me podcast with myself, Shelina. I hope you're well wherever you are in the world. First of all, I want to say sorry about my voice. I had a cold/flu thing this week, so my voice has gone a bit funny. I'm a bit croaky. I haven't spoken much for this week, so this is gonna be weird for me. So yeah, bear with me, and I'm sorry to your ears for my voice. I'm very sorry. So in today's episode, we'll be talking about my top 10 tips to declutter and organize in spring, as it is March. It's my month, it's my birthday month, and I love this month. So, we're going to spring into action. And it is the perfect time to declutter and organize wherever you are in the world, even if it is getting to autumn if you're on the southern hemisphere. But let's just pretend it's spring. So let's get started. First of all, I want you to create a plan. So before you start decluttering and organizing, it's important to create a plan. Decide which areas of your home are causing you the most pain, they need the most attention, and set goals which are achievable for each of those spaces. So break down each task into manageable chunks so that you don't feel overwhelmed. And that's the key for doing anything in your life. Break it down. So don't just say, I'm going to declutter and organize my bedroom. Break it down into, I'm going to do my bedside cabinet. And you would have listened to last week's episode about that, or actually, no, the week before episode. Or, you're going to do about your wardrobe, and then you're going to do a shelf in your wardrobe or a hanging space or your jewelry. So you break it down into each manageable task so that it's not overwhelming, and create that plan to help you stay focused and on track. The second thing then to do is to do what I always love talking about, which is a mini declutter. When it comes to decluttering and organizing, it's important to start small or do the mini declutter because it's overwhelming otherwise. So I want you to begin with one area in that room and work your way through it. So do a shelf, declutter all of that, see that, what doesn't fit, what doesn't look good, what is gone off, which is just horrible. And then once you've done that one, and you spend 10, 15 minutes doing a mini declutter. Don't spend hours, a long time on it. So that's why you only do one small area for 10, 15 minutes. Then you move on to the next. And this will help you to stay focused and avoid feeling overwhelmed. And starting small can also help you build momentum and keep you motivated. So do that, and always remember 15, 20 minutes max, at a time. Don't do anything more. When you are decluttering, declutter ruthlessly. So be ruthless in your decision-making process. If you haven't used an item for the last 3 to 6 months, unless of course it's a ball gown, it's likely that you won't use it again. Consider donating or selling the items that are still in good condition but are no longer useful for you. And remember, less is more when it comes to decluttering. And really think about, once again, what looks good, what fits, what do you use, what has purpose in your life, what do you love, what has not expired. Think of all those things when you're going through the stuff. And even if it hasn't expired, are you actually going to eat it? Are you actually going to use that item? When it comes to medicine, do you need that medicine? Have you finished that course of antibiotics or whatever? So think about that while you're decluttering ruthlessly. Next, I want you to group the similar items together. So it can help you to identify how much you have of each item, and it makes it easier to find items when you need them. And also it helps you when categorizing and labeling everything. So for example, group all of your cleaning supplies together. Group all of your baking supplies together. And that's a big thing. People bake a lot, but they'll have this stuff like the flour in one cupboard, baking powder in another, chocolate chips in another. Put them all together so it helps you to make it easier when you're actually doing the cooking or you're trying to find something, that they're all together in the same space. Next, use storage solutions. Now, I have talked about storage solutions before, and I'm sure I'll talk about it again, but invest in storage solutions that help you and can help your space and help you to keep organized. So don't buy lots of clear containers if it's going to look messy for you, or if it's going to make you feel overwhelmed, or it doesn't fit in your space, or it doesn't fit your budget. Find the solutions, the basket, the bins, the shelving units to keep things in their place. but find it to fit your budget, your lifestyle, and what you like aesthetically. Then label everything so you can easily find what you need. If you don't have a label machine, you can always buy labels from companies that create the labels. Or, you can ask a friend to borrow their label machine if they have one. But make sure with the storage solutions, always, it has to be functional. Most importantly, stylish is great, but have fun with it and don't overbuy. If you do overbuy, go give it back so you get your money back. My next tip is to get rid of duplicates. So having duplicates of items can take up valuable real estate in your home. Consider getting rid of the duplicates, especially if you don't use them regularly. So for example, do you really need 3 sets of measuring cups? Especially if you don't bake. Get rid of the duplicates, get rid of the ones that are not the full set, and get rid of all the duplicates everywhere in your house so it helps you to streamline and create more space and get back that valuable real estate in your cupboards. My next tip is to use vertical space to help you to maximize your storage space. We don't talk about that enough, about how to use shelving, tall bookcases. They are so useful to store items, especially in this region. For some reason, a lot of houses have got really tall ceilings, so you can have tall shelving, bookshelves, and they're great for storing things, books, shoes, stuff. So I worked in a walk-in closet the other day, and behind the door, there was all this space that could be used up. So, we're getting a narrow bookshelf to put in there so we could put the fancy shoes, the nice bags, and that can all go in there so that it's out of the way. And it's a good use of the space. So think of that especially if you're limited in space, to see if you can use up the vertical space as well. Next, keep a donation box handy, or a bag. So what I always say is put a bag in, a paper bag in your wardrobe, and every time you see something that doesn't look good, doesn't fit, is just ugly, put it into that bag. And then when that bag is full, you can go give the stuff for donation. And you can do the same. You can have a box in your storeroom or in your kitchen and declutter things regularly. Put anything you don't want in there into that box, into that donation box. And that helps you with the buy one, get rid of two proposal that I always have. So, my thing is, if you buy one thing, you get rid of 2 things. But if you have this donation box or donation bag, you're filling that up and doing the get rid of 2 things without even thinking about it. So, to have that in place wherever you are, you can have it in a room, a storeroom, or you can have it in your closet. Next, make it a habit. So it takes 30 days to build a habit. So don't be harsh on yourself if it's taking you a long time to build the habit. But remember that decluttering and organizing is not a one-time event. It's, something that you need to maintain all the time to be clutter-free and organized. So I have to declutter and organize all the time. So I buy things, so I have to get rid of things as well. So it's always important to remember that. Regularly evaluate what you have, donate, sell things that you no longer need. And it's important to make decluttering and organizing that part of your everyday routine in your life. Once it does become that routine, it does become that habit, you don't even have to think about it. It'll just happen. And you'll just start doing a mini declutter without even having to schedule it in, without having to plan it. It'll just happen. My final tip is to get everyone involved. So get everyone in your household involved in the decluttering and organizing process so it can make it easier and more enjoyable. And also it builds the habit for them to start learning how to declutter and organize as well. So make it a family project and assign tasks to each family member. Not only will it get the job done faster, it will also be a great way to bond and spend time together. You can listen to great music. You can talk about the things you're getting rid of. So there are my decluttering and organizing tips for helping you to get organized this spring. By following these top 10 tips, you can create a clutter-free and organized home that is both functional and stylish. Remember to create a plan, start with a mini declutter ruthlessly, group similar items together, use storage solutions where needed, get rid of the duplicates, use your vertical space, keep a donation box or bag handy, make it a habit, and get everyone involved. And with those tips, you can have an amazing, organized and decluttered home this spring. I hope you found these tips helpful. And if you have any comments, please leave it in the comment box below. That's it for today's episode of the Get Organised with Decluttr Me podcast. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your, reviews of the episode and of all the podcast episodes. Please leave a review on your favorite podcast channel or send me a message on our social media channels. Join me next week for another episode on decluttering and organising. Until then, take care and stay well wherever you are. Bye.